What is up, guys? In today's video, we're going to be spectating random players in Fortnite Zero build, going over what I think they do well, what they could do differently, and just the state of the game right now. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, find it helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like to see more, and comment down below where your favorite location to land has been so far this season. Mine has definitely been Demon Debris because I really like the double jump medallion. I don't know how much I actually like that POI, but it's kind of an ends justify the means type decision. And I'm not really sure where I want to go this game. I was going to go to either the Hive or Demon Debris, whichever one was earlier in the bus path. But they were about equal, so I'm not really sure which one to go to. We'll just go to the Hive. This is a POI that I really don't like. The medallion is obviously good, and then the fact that the Mythic Wrecker Revolver here is also incredible. This is a very high value POI to clear, but fighting at this POI is not really something I care for. You can land at these orange things and open them immediately and get like a decent amount of loot that way, and it will help you kind of neutralize the threat to spawn the queen a little bit faster. Let him kill that guy. Okay, come here, bro. I didn't want to like run in there and scare them. You can eliminate me too. Thank you. Hopefully the bugs don't kill him before I'm able to spectate him. Alright, I don't know how many other people landed here, but it didn't seem like an absurd amount. He already got B tier, but I wouldn't really stress getting that B tier pod that much. If I was landing here, I would want to destroy those purple like nests as fast as I can though. Or like whenever I have an opportunity to. Because the nests, if you're a controller player and I'm a controller player, the aim assist on them is incredibly strong. And so it can kind of like grief you in certain situations. This is the worst possible way you could rearrange your inventory. Standing in the middle of a boss POI out spawn is not great. He chooses to go... I don't know if he's like actively choosing this or not. But it seems like he's choosing to go with just the Wrecker Revolver for his shotgun style weapon rather than the Wrecker and the Sentinel Pump, because there was a Sentinel Pump down there. Personally, I still really like using Wrecker and Sentinel Pump in combination with each other. I kind of expect it to be something that will be patched at some point, but for now, I think it's incredible. Like, you can get by with just a Wrecker, and people certainly win games that way. But I find a lot of times where, like, I'll fight a decent player who's using just a Wrecker Revolver, and I'm using Wrecker Sentinel, and the fact that I'm using two and swapping, I'm just, like, one shot ahead on them in the fight at all times. And, it, like, kind of gives me the edge in that situation. I don't know what happened to the Bug Blaster that was here. Is it already out? I don't know why I just got a Twitch sub, but thank you for the sub. Too much stick kills. I just had to check and make sure I was actually recording and not streaming. I like having the bug weapon to kill the queen or just some sort of AR. Using the shotgun to kill the bugs like this is not great. The auto shotgun, one of its problems is like its ammo capacity, and the bugs will die in one hit with like anything pretty much. Even the pickaxe will one hit them, which is something that I rarely care to do, but I would much rather be using like the precision SMG or something to kill those bugs rather than the shotgun and then having to reload it each time, because these boss POIs and these bug POIs are just incredibly timing based. If you're shooting your shotgun at the bugs and opening yourself up to like maybe getting hopped on when you don't have enough ammo, that's something that will really cost you. I believe that John Wick that came in landed at this shop over here and looted up and then kind of pulled up to the POI, which is like a very valid strategy. And they likely got forecast for doing that as well. If they were like the first one to pick the boon up or not. And GG's. Yeah, I didn't really have much faith in that player. They wasted a lot of time just kind of doing nothing. Which, oh, that's unfortunate. They just got stuck. Like, that 11 was trying to run through here and just, like, got stuck on the wall, and then there's not much they can do. But that's kind of like what I was saying about these POIs being incredibly timing-based. That 11 kills the player we were initially spectating, and then because of that, she gets hopped on by this guy. And so these POIs do kind of end up being, like, a situation where, like, the people who fight first kind of lose out. Unless you can get fights cleanly or, like, reposition very quickly. And this Peppermint we're spectating, I feel like has the means to like immediately reposition with the shockwave launcher. I don't know what happened to that enemy. They hit the pad and went somewhere. It's also somebody on the zip line in the building across from him. I don't like just sitting there and shooting the queen with the shotgun in the middle of the room, though. That is rough. I don't know if his shotgun... Oh. Okay, he's just shotgun him away. I was going to say, I don't know if his shotgun's loaded, his Wrecker revolver. This is GG's for him, unfortunately. He's going to try to shock away, but he's weak enough to where he can be shot. He needs to be, like, healing. Swap to the Fizz and heal. Okay, that's good. Someone eliminated the boss, and he's getting chased by shocks. So this is, like, quite worst case scenario for him. Because he lost the medallion. He lost all his heals. Or he's going to lose the medallion, I think. Unless the game kind of, like, trolled me. I thought that the queen was eliminated. But maybe it wasn't. If the queen wasn't eliminated, I feel like he should definitely go back. What I was going to say is he trolled himself by, like, really worrying about, like, shotgunning the queen while standing out in the open there. The rocket launcher actually kills her incredibly quick. So if I was in this player's shoes, I would have been more focused on, like, eliminating the enemies in the area. Like, that always takes priority to me. But I also would have just been killing the queen with the rocket launcher as I could. And the fact that the rocket kills her so quickly, if the other players in the area weren't really doing anything, I think he could have, like, actually eliminated her that way and, like, stole the medallion. There's a fight happening here. This is a person that has the medallion, I'm pretty sure. They got in that car and then somebody got in with them. I don't know why there's no audio. Can you please look at the car, bro? What are you doing? That car is the medallion, I'm pretty sure. There's another person pulling up the shockwave launcher here. This is, like, chaotic. Focusing the medallion too much here could be problematic, though, because everybody's focusing this medallion. And so this is, like, another very weird situation where you would kind of want to be in this area, but you wouldn't want to be the person who gets the kill, probably, because that's what's going to happen. He gets the kill, immediately tries to grab the loot. Doesn't get the medallion, gets the weapon instead, and then is immediately getting third-partied, and he's going to lose this fight because of that timing. And this other player is also getting AR'd, I think. Might be from an AI. But I don't know, that was just rough. Like I was saying, it's hard to actually get the kill and get out with the loot cleanly there because there's so many people on it. And I feel like that's what often happens to people who try to, like, grab the medallion without really clearing the area. Because I think a few of the people that were chasing that medallion player also were at the POI. Finally, the medallion is taken. He's going to shock up and try to rocket them. It's hard. This should be a kill. Is there another player shooting rockets? Yeah. Rocket isn't loaded here, which is problematic because it would be good to use on that guy if he, like, got in the car. He is now A tier, so he can go ahead and open a bunker. There's another medallion player on him. But I don't really know which one this is. Okay, this is the double jump medallion because the health one is here. So the person who wins this fight is going to have a ridiculous advantage going forward in the game because they're going to have both mobility medallions. And, alright. Master Chief wins it. Actually, that wasn't the medallion player, though. There's still somebody else here. Unless I'm seeing his medallion on the map, which I don't think I am. I think... Maybe I am, though. I might be dumb. He's trying to shockwave up and rocket that person. And it works out. And that's just one way that you can... That's like a play that you can use in almost every fight this season if you have rockets. And it will probably work unless you're fighting the player that has a double jump medallion. And you can run both the shockwave launcher and the swarm strike, I feel like, without worrying about it too much. Or without worrying about your rocket ammo too much because you're going to be getting kills back. Like, you shouldn't need to use 12 rockets in order to get one kill. Most players you eliminate are going to have rockets on their body. I think the best thing you can do if you're having to play against that is to, one, have the double jump medallion. That's just, like, best case scenario because you can double jump and then the rockets won't hit you and you'll be good to go. But also, when you have somebody shockwaving up for a play like that, I feel like it is somewhat clear what's about to happen. A lot of players try to sit there and shoot the person that's shockwaving above them, but using your own shockwaves or using your own mobility to get away and not just be standing under somebody trying to rocket you is also something that could really help. So like not tunnel visioning the kill too much, but more so just like recognizing that they're like going for the obvious shockwave rocket play and then just, you know, resetting. He's gonna be able to open this bunker and get an exotic weapon. Medallion over here. Oh, both medallions are over there now. Both the other ones. We'll see if he tries to rely too much on the shockwave play. And versus the double jump medallion player, and if it grieves him. I don't like that he dropped his shockwave launcher for regular shockwaves. I don't know when that happened, but I don't think that was a good play. I think the shockwave launcher is better just because of the sheer capacity you can have. And like I was saying, it might seem troll that you're using, you know, 2 weapons that consume rocket ammo, but with how frequently you can get refreshes off other players, I don't think it's really that problematic. If he's investing shockwaves and rockets into a fight, that's probably a kill he gets. I think dropping the mythic wrecker for the exotic one is fine, especially since he was only using one, like he wasn't using another shotgun style weapon. The exotic has a lower base damage, but it has a higher fire rate when hip fired, and it has a higher headshot multiplier. So you can just spam out shots very quickly, and like if you hit a decent headshot, you'll do so much damage. He's gonna shock up and rocket them. But this player has the double jump medallion because they have both. And the rockets don't hit. And he dies. And I don't even think this player used the double jump. They just kind of like sprinted out of the way. But that just kind of goes to show what can happen. Somebody just zipped up near him. It might be an AI though. But that just kind of goes to show what can happen when you're trying to go for that like shockwave rocket play. If it doesn't work out, you often just create a very random scenario. And I believe this player had Wrecker and Pump. I don't know if they swapped during that fight, but you saw how quickly they killed him. Even though he had the exotic, they were just ahead on damage in that fight. And that's why I still like to use 2. If I have the exotic, I just use 1, and I just use the exotic Wrecker with no other shotgun style weapon. The fire rate bonus you get on the exotic, I feel like makes it worthwhile enough to where like swapping isn't necessary. But we saw there the lethality of Wrecker and Sentinel, and that's why I still continue to use that if I don't have the exotic. He's going to go for the rift drop here, but I feel like this game is over. He has like everything. He has movement medallions, he has a shockwave launcher, he has the 2 best exotics in the game, and the exotic Wrecker revolver and the exotic OXR rifle. He's going to get more legendary slurps here. I think this player definitely ends up winning this match. If the person who was going into the fight versus him, I think should have been more worried about getting like initial opening damage rather than just going for the rocket play. Because as I said, this player had the other 2 medallions at this point, so you know they 100% have double jump. And even though they didn't need to use the double jump to avoid the rockets, it made his just like rocket shock play kind of useless. And then they didn't really have much else. And it kind of goes for these medallions. I've had a lot of people ask me how to play against them. They're hard. The double jump, especially in close range fights, the way you can move your character and how easy it is to break enemy camera when doing that is very hard to play against. And so the best piece of advice I would have is just to like try to get it yourself off spawn. You might die off spawn several games in a row, but I think dying off spawn is better than investing 5 to 10 minutes into a game just to die to it anyways, you know? But also not having 50-50 fights versus it is also kind of ideal as well. Like they are marked on the map, you'll know where they are, so you can kind of try to like get opening tags on them with an AR and then try to close out the fight that way. But if you're 250 health and the enemy is 250 health and they have like the double jump medallion or the double jump and the slide medallion, that is a fight that's I think heavily in the favor of the one that has the medallions. So you definitely want to go into those fights with advantages. An enemy here. I think it's an AI though, because they're just randomly banging on this wall, which is what the AI do. They get stuck. There's 2 opponents remaining. Very probably both are AI. I feel like a majority of my experiences this season, or maybe not a majority, but like it's somewhat frequent that like by the time my setup is this, where I have all the medallions and I have like all the good weapons, there's just not very many people left. Like we saw how many people were involved in kind of the medallion fight over here on the outskirts of Supernova, and like the same thing probably occurred several times for this player as well. You see they have 14 eliminations. We'll see, though, if there is anybody left that's just kind of trying to play a bit passive. Which, you know, if they hit all game, they might end up making an in-game like this, but I feel like they're going to have a very hard time eliminating this player. I think he's got the bug glider he loves this season. There's one swimming down here in this lake. I don't know if he saw them. Oh, and then one's in the car. So there is definitely at least one real player in this match. That one swimming may have been a hired AI. I didn't get to like see it enough to tell. Gonna blow this car up. Shockwaving out of the trees is rough, but he has a double jump, so it doesn't matter. This is an AI NPC. Or not a hired NPC, sorry, but like an AI bot player that's shooting him in the back. Look at that, like, the double jump is just so busted. This Sabrina's, like, not the best player, so it doesn't matter, but, like, there's not much they can do in that fight. They could have done more, but, like, this situation is just rough. And then the final player is that AI that was shooting him from the water over there. They're swimming some more. GG's. But yeah, that is the season in a nutshell. I think one thing that would have cost the initial players we were spectating that didn't really end up matter, but like how long it took them to clear their POI and how messy it was with everything going on over here, I feel like gave that other player an advantage to like get to them. It ended up didn't really not mattering much because they had healed and reset and everything by the time they ended up encountering the player that won. But that is another thing with the medallion POIs is like if yours is more messy and taking you longer to clear, then the other medallions kind of coming to third party you, I feel like can really take advantage of that. And a lot of that just came down to them not really clearing the POI as much and more so, you know, eliminating the queen and just trying to grab the medallion and get out. And you see that it really didn't work for them. But that is going to be it for this video. As always, if you guys did find this to be helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.